The iPhone 15 Pro Max, the generation of iPhone with the most significant changes in 3 years. And now we're unboxing it together. This US version is also made in China, not India. It comes with a braided C2C charging cable, made of the same material as the colorful C2L cable in the previous iMac, which should be quite durable. But I think almost everyone has at least one Type-C cable at home, right? Because the US version has eliminated the SIM card slot since the last generation and is all eSIM now, there's no SIM ejector tool included, only stickers. The one I have is the most popular color this time, and also Tim Cook's choice, the original titanium. This is the best looking this year, and blue is ugliest. iPhone is certainly not the first to use titanium for the frame. For example, this Essential phone used the titanium for its frame 6 years before the iPhone. Moving from stainless steel to titanium, it reduces weight by nearly 20 grams. Combined with the curved edge treatment, the feel has finally become normal. Yes, I don't find the feel of the 15 Pro Max all that pleasant. It's not as stunning as the 15 Pro, but the Pro Max can finally be used without any issues. The fingertips don't hurt, and the wrist doesn't hurt anymore. Hey, who wants to take this 14 Pro Max off my hands? And of course, titanium has its drawbacks. It's too dark. We've mentioned before that the premium feel of consumer electronics requires pure, flowing light and shadow. When you put the titanium iPhone 15 Pro Max next to the steel iPhone 14 Pro Max, it's clear that the previous version is more eye-catching. Of course, this year's frame still collects fingerprints, and it won't be much better than last year. Some of you might be wondering if the cases and screen protectors from the previous generation are still usable. I did some tests, and due to the addition of the action button and an increase in the thickness of the device, the cases are not compatible. Additionally, this year the frame has become natural and the screen edges have been polished, so you need to purchase screen protectors, especially for the 15 series. Next, let's talk about the changes in functionality, starting with Type-C. It's finally here, Type-C on iPhone. Thanks to the EU, they pushed Apple to switch to a USB-C port. I believe the most crucial upgrade for most people with the iPhone switching to Type-C is the convenience of universal charging. You no longer need to carry special cables for your iPhone. Any Type-C charger and cable will do the job, and that's a game changer. Of course, Apple needs to make up for the profits lost in MFI certification. So they've introduced this Type-C to Lightning adapter. I tried various chargers and cables I had on hand, and most of them worked perfectly for charging the iPhone 15 Pro Max. There was no significant difference in charging speed compared to previous models. The only exception was the Huawei 6M A2C cable, which couldn't charge the iPhone no matter which charger was used. However, Huawei's 66-watt charger worked when paired with a different cable. Type-C can do many other things, but most of them we've already seen on the iPad Pro. You can connect external storage, input devices, and displays. One notable addition is the ability to direct connect external hard drives and record ProRes HDR videos. This is a feature that iPhones need, especially for content creators. Keep in mind that to get faster transfer speeds, you need a USB 3 Type-C cable, but the one included in the box is USB 2.0. In summary, Type-C is here to stay. Another notable change is the removal of the physical mute switch, replaced by the action button, similar to the Apple Watch Ultra. iPhone's action button, apart from toggling mute, can be customized for a single function or quick action. Together with the Siri shortcut, you can literally do anything with it. Before the release of the new iPhones this year, I had high hopes for Apple's new chip platform. The use of TSMC's 3nm process and Apple's exclusive access for the first 6 months seemed promising. The peak performance is impressive, with Geekbench scores nearing the performance of some Macs. But the power consumption of the high-performance cores is also substantial, and the overall efficiency is roughly on par with the previous generation. Let me break down what this means from my basic understanding. Starting from this year, processor platform upgrades will bring very limited improvements to everyday usage. Apple claimed a 10 to 20% CPU and GPU improvement, but in everyday tasks, you won't notice a significant difference. At best, you might experience slightly better frame rates and brightness in demanding games like Genshin Impact. Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 is likely to follow this trend, with performance improvements not translating significantly to user experience. The A17 Pro features a redesigned GPU, doubling its neural engine capabilities and providing a 4 times boost in ray tracing performance. This enhancement is aimed at two big objectives: large model AGI and the next era of mobile gaming. Regarding gaming, Apple has made a big push this time. However, it's still early days. And to be honest, Apple's hardware moves are standard in the industry. Hardware support for ray tracing and DLSS-like features, Apple's Metal FX, is more like flexing muscles. What's genuinely exciting is next year's WWDC, when Apple, much like its investment in Apple TV Plus, goes all in on gaming. That's when the A17 Pro will truly shine. Now let's talk about the camera experience in my first impressions, just like some quick thoughts. The big upgrades this year for the 15 Pro Max are the main camera and the telephoto lens. The main camera now defaults to outputting some pretty complex 24 megapixel photos. And compared to the 14 Pro Max 12 megapixel photo, you do get more details in the shots. But you really have to zoom in to notice the difference. For most people, the main thing you'll feel is that the photos still look sharp and the overall clarity has improved a bit. We'll save the in-depth comparisons with other phones with 1-inch sensors for a more detailed review video. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're interested. The 5x telephoto lens is the exclusive feature for the 15 Pro Max this year. Apple's approach here is quite innovative. Instead of using a traditional periscope lens structure, they went with a module that uses 4 reflections. In terms of image quality, the 15 Pro Max meets my expectations for a non-large sensor telephoto lens. It handles light well, and it's great for capturing landscape during the day or taking portraits from a distance when you can't find a nice background. This year, Apple has basically eliminated the need for a specific portrait mode. As long as it recognizes a person, just hit the shutter button and you can easily adjust the background blur effect in post-processing. Alright, that's the quick unboxing and first impressions of the iPhone 15 Pro Max. This year's upgrades feel like the most significant ones since the jump from the iPhone 11 to 12. While the specs might not seem dramatically different, but the moment you hold it in your hand, I bet many Pro Series users will get all sentimental. Our own hands don't lie. No matter what, we have a whole year to experience, compare, and dive deep into this device. Please subscribe for the review videos. I'm Tech33, and I will see you next time.